Her twin-size bed was extra high thanks to the extra mattress she'd convinced her mother to buy her, and covered in a soft pink throw blanket. She had ivory colored satin sheets, and the dust ruffles, pillow sham, and curtains that covered her window all matched her throw blanket. Her bookcase headboard housed a small reading light, three small pictures, one of her and her sister, one of her and her mother, one of her and Matt. She also kept her iPod, cell phone, and jewelry box there, which meant hands off to everyone, including and especially Net, who had a nasty little habit of never returning what she borrowed in a timely manner. Vet's night table had a floor length cover that matched her spread and curtains, and so did the lampshade. She was very much into Zion, loved art, and under her bed were her many sketchbooks filled with original designs. The walls on her side of the room were covered with posters of T.I., 50 Cent, Omarion, Mary, Tonex, Kirk Franklin, and Yolanda Adams. Yes, Vet loved music, all genres, except country. She felt it was too boring. Although hip hop and gospel ran a second close for being her favorite, she was also a lover of the old school favorites of her father, namely The Temptations and Ray Charles. The only two pieces of furniture she shared with her sister were their huge ivory colored 12 drawer dresser that was always bursting with their clothes and their computer. The top of the dresser used to occupy the Xbox game system the girls shared, but was long ago replaced with books, magazines, and video games Net collected. Next to the dresser, which was located on the opposite end of the room from the girls' bed, was the 30 compartment shoe shelf that housed more sneakers than shoes. Vet had a round, plushy throw rug on the side of her bed, so the first thing she felt each morning was its softness. It makes her feel pretty and feminine. Ever since she was a little girl, she had been referred to as the softer, more ladylike of the girls. She loved wearing dresses and makeup and had more pairs of heels than her sister. Sighing heavily, she wondered what had come over her earlier. She had a wonderful life, living in a beautiful home. She and her brother and sister were spoiled shamelessly by their mother, and looked in the mirror mounted on the back of her closet door. Even she had to admit she was a very pretty girl. The shorter of the three, a point that was always made clear by Net, Vet stood only 5'5", while Net was 5'7", and Matt was a towering 5'10". She always pouted and appeared crushed when teased by her sister and brother, but inwardly, she didn't mind at all. In fact, in a house of triplets, every characteristic that set you apart from everyone else was a blessing. The face of the young girl in the mirror, although very familiar, sometimes seemed to belong to someone else. The clear, copper colored skin, the large, doe like eyes, the boys called them bedroom eyes, surrounded by thick, curly lashes, a long, straight nose, oval shaped, pouty lips. The boys had a name for them too, kissable, and round face topped by hundreds of tiny blonde micro braids that took 9 hours to complete, all made a very nice package, if she had to say so herself. Stepping back, she looked at the rest of her body. Though the bony minded, stick figure loving fashion industry might consider her and her sister to be plus sizes, they considered themselves to be a little thick. They both had large breasts, small waists, flat stomachs, wide hips, big legs, and full, firm behinds. Oh, yes, they were a beautiful set of girls. And you better believe they got their fair share of attention when they stepped out of their door, especially because their pants always looked like they had been painted on, and because their jeans were low cut, the slightest movement showed just a peek of their tight copper colored bellies. Their mother always said she thought it was cute to see their bellies peeking out. But the busybody know-it-alls at church, the girls' descriptions, not their mothers, were always telling her she should stop letting them wear their clothes so provocatively. Their mother always just smiled and assured them she had everything under control and that she trusted her girls completely. This always brought frowns of disapproval from the ladies and smiles and secret knowing looks between the girls. Ironically, the only person that could get a response from their mother on the girls' attire was Matt. And of course, whenever he could, he took every opportunity to share his opinion of the girls' wardrobe with their mother. This was his chance to get even for their many taunts and aggravations. He would embellish wherever possible, causing the girls to seethe with anger and their mother to contemplate a little more restriction on their wardrobe. It was Matt's input that stopped the girls from getting their bellies pierced. Matt's input that prevented them from getting a tattoo on their back. Matt's input that kept their curfew at 10 p.m. And he never ceased to let them know that he had the ability to change all of these things if he chose to. And if they wanted him to put in a good word for them, they had better be good to him. But rather than give in or allow him the satisfaction of a feeling of victory, they opted to do without all of these things. Of course, this filled the girls with loathing for their brother and caused many heated debates with their mother on the unfairness of the situation. But each session ended with Matt taking a hypocritical speech that he loved his sisters and all he wanted to do was to protect them from the wolves that roamed the halls of their school and the streets in general. A speech that won their mother over every time and caused her to reinforce her earlier restrictions and attempt to assure the girls that their brother had only their best interests at heart. After such a speech, she would kiss them on their foreheads and go to her room, leaving them to face each other and her rules. As soon as she was out of earshot, Matt would fold his arms and sneer at the girls. Well, well, well. Looks like Big Brother Matt has the final word again, huh? That's all right. I'm the man. And having said this, he would slowly rise and walk proudly and happily to his room. The girls would look at each other and give a small knowing nod, which meant this was not the end of the matter, and soon they would find a way to get around their brother's craftiness. What are you worried about? You are beautiful, Vet thought to herself, and blowing a kiss to the reflection in the mirror, she sat on the corner of her bed and began applying cucumber melon body cream, her favorite, all over her body. Just as her sister was exiting the bathroom, the phone rang.